Welcome, guys, to the Heartbroken and Housebroken podcast. My name is Spiro. I am your host this evening. First and foremost, before we even get started, I wanted to say thank you for all of the support, everyone that's been reaching out, watching, commenting, calling. I've received a bunch of calls. I appreciate everybody appreciating what I'm trying to do. It is a new venture. It's something that I'm trying my best to figure out, and I think I'm doing a pretty darn good job just 7 episodes in. Again, if you want me to riff on anything, if you guys have any questions about my journey through all this grief, let me know. Please send me a message. Let me know in the comments. Give me a call if we're that close, and I'm happy to talk about it on here. The darker the subject, the more happy I am to riff on it. So don't hold back if you guys want to hear something. I'm going to keep this episode short today because I have to go to Lake Havasu in a little bit to headline a show with the wonderful Liz Stone. I hope everyone's 2025 is kicking off to a great start. I know that there was a couple tragedies that hit right when the clock struck midnight and we started off our new year with some pretty wild news. But this is the time. This is the time, 2025. It's new year. You know what that means? New you, right? New year, new you. That's what everyone likes to say. Gyms are going to be packed. Everyone's going to be on their walks. Everyone's going to be healthy now, right? That's the thing of New Year's Eve. Everyone wants to be healthy. They're like, oh my God, I just ate so many cookies and pies and awful treats, and I drank so much eggnog, and I feel gross. And then everyone's like, fuck it, I'm going to get 8-pack abs. Not this 8-pack of Coors Light, 8-pack abs. That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get it by March. That way when I go to spring break, people will be like, whoa, he's been working on this his whole life. No, but it's fun. It's fun to watch everyone get excited. And if you guys have followed me for a while, especially the TikTok and people previously to TikTok, I have lost some good amount of weight. I was never heavy growing up. I was never heavy up until really Sarah got sick, and then the depression, the stress, rightfully so, I gained some weight. Got up to 250 at one point. I didn't realize how big I was, but I was big. And I've lost a ton of weight. I'm feeling great. I'm down to 180 now. So what's that, 70 pounds? And I've been 180 for, God, I want to say close to a year and a half now, between 180 and 185. And, some things have happened where it's helped. One, obviously, just being in a better space, being happier, being away from such a horrific thing like watching somebody die from cancer and taking care of someone who's dying from cancer. It's easy to kind of be like, oh, I'm a little bit happy, a little bit in better spirits. Let's walk around and enjoy some sunshine. No more sitting on the couch and crying. Cried a lot, man. Sometimes I was afraid to drink water because I didn't want to hydrate so I could stop crying. I was like, fuck, I don't want to have any liquids in me. I can't cry anymore. My eyes burn. I'm out of puffs. I'm out of puff tissues. And I don't care how much lotion those tissues have. Still scrapes the bottom of your eyes and burns your nose when you're crying nonstop. But it's true. I started walking around. I got back in the workforce. I figured let's get back in this workforce. Let's get a job. Let's, try to rediscover who you are. Let's get some movement. And I did. So it's a small thing, just getting back out in the world and being just being in the world. You don't realize how much you get secluded when you're taking care of somebody and when you're going through a tragedy and when you're going through trauma. I used to be someone who I was I liked to be around people. I liked to go out. I liked to do it. And then when you go through this horrific stuff, you don't want to be around anybody because you feel fucking miserable. So, rightfully so, during all that time, I put on some weight. But then I got back out there. I got that job. I walked around a bunch. And then I really got into massages. It was crazy. I never thought I would be a massage person. I've had a few massages before, and I just was I don't know. I want someone touching me and talking to me. I don't even like when people talk to me in my haircut. I mean, shout out to my barber, Alex. He's dope as fuck. We talk. But before that, I was don't fucking talk to me, people. I don't want to talk to you. Am I the only one that's weird? I like Uber. I don't like forced conversation. I don't like forced conversation. I don't like feeling like I have to talk about, like I want to talk about what you want to talk about if I don't want to talk about it. And I've had a lot of hairstylists or hair cutters. I don't even know what you call them at this point. My guy's a barber. That's an easy thing. But before him, I wasn't going to a barber. I was just going to like Great Clips, Super Clips. I'd be like, hey, cut my hair and make me look decent. And sometimes they did a good job and sometimes they did not do a good job. But like, I've had some chatty ones, man. I had one guy who was like in a full Adidas tracksuit just telling me about how his wife was a stripper and how like she would refuse to grab dudes in the back room for extra money. And he's like, I wouldn't be having to cut hair if you would just grab these guys' dicks in the back like they wanted. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? And why am I letting you touch my hair? I don't like any of this. Is that mousse that you put on your hands? Or is that some like other, like, is that some wife mousse? That's moose knuckle mousse. What is that on your hand? But that was another thing that I did to get back into a good space. You know, I started going to my barber and he was, you know, he hooked it up and makes me look good, makes me feel good. And then when you feel good, you're out more, and the massages and the haircuts and the getting back out and being around people, it all starts to kind of build up. And I think that's ultimately what people kind of need to, when they're getting out to this new year, new me, and when they're getting out to this, like, I want to take care of myself. I'm no workout expert. I still got a long way to go to be completely healthy. But it really just starts with being in a positive mindset and taking care of your body and listening to your body. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this episode, I really appreciate it. Please follow and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, drop me a follow on all social media platforms at Spiro and That Show. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, I have it all. Please find me, drop me a follow. And again, I appreciate all your guys' continued support. The first movie I saw this year was Nosferatu, and that shit was weird. And I know people are like, it's a gothic horror movie. Like, I know. Still fucking weird. It's weird. It's weird. You ever see something in a movie where you're just like, that was a choice by the director. The director made that choice. And some of it even goes beyond that, where you're like, that was in the script. They wrote that. The producers wrote that. They budgeted for it. They casted it. They set aside a day for it. There was all this crew that worked on it. There were worse take. Like, you ever see a movie? What's that movie moment? What's that movie moment where you're just like, what? There was one of those moments in Nosferatu. Okay? And I don't want to spoil the movie, but I'm going to spoil the movie because it's, you know, it's not a crazy twist. It's about a vampire, like a Dracula, who wants to fuck this girl who's married, and then he tricks the husband and he goes and tries to fuck the girl. Like, and that's pretty much what it is. Nosferatu. He's got a cool voice. Skarsgård, right? What I'm starting to learn, especially with the marketing in movies now, is the more that they tell you that there's a secret that you need to see the movie, like, you know, all this advertising where it's like, we don't want to reveal what this person looks like. Character is amazing. Everybody was terrified when they saw them. They didn't even recognize them. They're unrecognizable, and they never show it to you in the previews. It's going to be trash. Or it's going to be just fucking disappointing. You know what I mean? It's just not going to be good. And Nosferatu, I'll give it. Cinematography, great. Okay, beautiful. Other than that, acting was good. But there was a moment in this movie. What are these other moments? Let me know. Let me know if you have these other moments. I know there's a moment in, what's that movie called? Wicker Man? With Nicolas Cage. There's a moment where he's dressed as a bear. I don't remember the plot very well, but there's a moment where he's dressed as a bear in a bear costume, and he runs up to a woman and punches her in the face and then runs away. Like, that is in the script. And they were like, cut, we got it, it's good. All right, cool, put it in the movie. That's exactly what we want. You know, there's worse takes of that. There's worse takes of Nicolas Cage dressed as a bear running up and punching somebody in the face. And again, I get it. Sometimes you need to suspend your disbelief for the movies, and things are supposed to be taken in the context of the movie, but sometimes it's just fucking ridiculous. The movie Splice. Oh my God, this movie. I've never been a part of a movie where the whole movie theater was like, oh no, like everybody was like on the same page with like, what the fuck are we watching? If you guys haven't seen Splice, I'm not going to spoil that because you'll know exactly the moment I'm talking about. You guys will be like, oh my God, he wasn't wrong. What the hell's going on? Why is this happening in the movie? And that's kind of how the ending of Nosferatu is. It's very like, they try to make it very beautiful and dramatic and artsy. But when I tell you most of the theater, when it happened, everyone was like, what? What the fuck is this? Oh man, she fucks Nosferatu at the end. He fucks her. And then as he's coming, he melts in the sun. And then the husband and the doctor, or whoever he is, fucking William Dafoe's character, comes in. And she's dead with this like skeleton melted corpse on top. And they're just like cuddling. Like they just made like passionate spooning love. And they hold on the shot for an extremely long time. Not just being like, oh, okay, like that's what happened. It's like, yeah, that's what you just saw. Drink it the fuck in. This creature vampire with a weird mustache and a weird accent just fucked this girl and then melted on her. And now she's cuddling with his fucking skeleton. And I'm sure some people are like, oh my God, that sounds beautiful. That's weird. Again, I get it. It's a horror movie. I get it. Trust me, I'm a cinema guy. Shit was weird. I love when movies, there's just stuff where it completely takes you out of the realm of the movie. And you're just like, all right. Hey guys, if you're enjoying me on this podcast, you'll definitely enjoy me live and in person. I have a bunch of opportunities for you this month in January. I will be at Wise Guys on January 10th, 11th, 24th, and 25th. That is the Wise Guys in the Downtown Art District. And I also have my own show, Jokes and Fire, at Smoke and Fire, which is a new show. This is the fourth one. We have a great lineup for you again. Ron Vise headlining. He was a writer for Joan Rivers. He was on Last Comic Standing. We have Liv Stone. We have John Hilder. And we have some surprise guests for you guys. That I have unlimited guest lists for, so if you are in town around that area and you want to catch a really good show on the 22nd, it's a Wednesday, 8 p.m., hit me up for Jokes and Fire. We ate a whole bunch of shit the last month. Liz and I mean, it's all good food. It's all good food. What about this time of year, besides the access to it, what makes you want to have all this incredibly tasty, sweet, fattening food? This time of the year, you're just like, I want to eat sugar. I want to eat carbs. I just want to eat. I'm sure there's a scientific reason. I'm sure scientists know this. I'm sure that, it gets colder, so our body heats up and needs more energy. So it's like, eat more cheesecake. Keep us warm. Eat cheesecake. Make banana bread. Cookies. I made banana bread the other day, actually. I love making banana bread. I love baking. It's something that I do where I just, it's therapeutic to me, Like, I just love getting a little zipped, smoking a good old joint. And then just cooking, baking. Like, I'm not a structured person in regular life. I guess, like, I'm just not someone, even on stage, like, I have my set routine, but, like, I change it up. I do a lot of, switching tags, switching punches. I do some improv. I get bored of things. You ever get bored of things and you're like, I can't, keeping it the same way is going to make me lose my sanity. There's some things that you want to keep the same. There's certain things you're just like, I don't want this to change. My bed. Got a comfy bed? You don't want that bed to change. You want that bed to stay the same. Life. You want your life, you want it to be just all good. You never want it to change. Whatever you got going, this is it. No change. But sometimes you got to change it up. And that's how I live my life. And that's why I do enjoy baking. I do enjoy it. It's therapeutic to me. And there's just something about figuring out what I'm going to make, making it, and then eating it right afterwards. Just such like a good, fulfillment, You're just like, I did the instructions, this is what it is, and now I get to reap the benefits of it. I get to woof it down. And I went on live on TikTok the other day and I made this banana bread and I had some challenges. Well, I'm not saying that the banana bread was bad. It was amazing. But my brother-in-law, Joe, Sarah's brother, he can't do sugar. So I'm like, I'm just going to do less sugar. I'll just put an extra banana in. That's going to solve the problem. That's going to make it good. It just tasted like bread with a hint of banana. You throw some honey on there, some butter. It'll just be like a nice little, breakfast bread, I guess. I don't know. And then someone was like, yeah, that's the terrible idea. You got to use sugar. I'm like, I guess I got to use sugar. So I'm still learning is what I'm trying to say. I'm failing and I'm learning. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of Heartbroken and Housebroken. Again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Follow me on all social media if you haven't. Drop a subscribe here. And with that being said, I will see you guys next week. Stay safe, everybody.